Hello and welcome. It is the 27th of August 2019. My name is Derek and this is the Money Charts channel. Like always, all bets, trades, and of the like. Well, that's within each's own risk and their own reward. All right, let's talk about Theta. I'm part way through a video right now on JSnip4's channel. Theta token is in fact going to be so epic and worth a fortune. 12 plus minutes into a 9-minute video. So far, talking about how this is just going to be on your smart TVs and stuff like that. They're doing a lot of good things, and what's impressed me most about Theta is how well this cryptocurrency is doing here. And I'm looking at from this fall, you're like, really? Yeah. Well, okay. Well, how about here on July the 7th? The price was at like 1,000 Satoshi. It's higher than that right now. And when I look at some of my holdings that I've had, and from July the 7th, when I just thought, you know what, let's just see how coins do from this point. Well, Cosmos, which is Atom, versus the dollar's lost half its value and close to it against Bitcoin because Bitcoin's down 11.5%. Bitcoin Cash down 24, Dash down 43, Gigabyte down 35. Ethereum Classic not doing so bad, only down 10. Gold Chain only down 20, and then 9 against Bitcoin. Gross Coin down 38, Komodo down 57, Litecoin down 39, Neo 43, Qtum close to half its value, Sky a little more than half its value, T Fuel a little more than 40%, and Theta's down 4%, or up, excuse me, up 4.5% against the dollar, and up 18% against Bitcoin. And then here we have Tron down 50%, Waves down 43, Lumens down 35, and Ripple down 32. And even well before July the 14th, I remember going through it was like 20 random coins. So some of them were random, some of them were not so random, but mainstays, a couple volatile ones, a couple yada yada here, ones there and there. And what I noticed was that Theta was overperforming in a really bad bear market. So from January 30th, 2018, basically from the top. And I find that, again, very interesting. Now, yeah, we see it down from like 5,000 to like 1,000. Coming up here to like 3,000, back down. And it was up here. So when Binance started, this thing is down about 3 times its value, which okay, well, the entire crypto market has been taking quite a hit. And I realized that, you know what, this just may be something interesting. The potential, of course, that this has to get going, especially when we've seen before, when in previous times, like cryptocurrencies, 2016 mainly, and the first couple of months, if not the first couple of months of 2017, a lot of the altcoins were getting their asses destroyed against both Bitcoin and even against the dollar in some cases when Bitcoin was going up. And then a large rally. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was to take place again. I'm actually going to add to my Theta position in a little bit. I've put a small Litecoin and Bitcoin deposit. And I'll buy Theta, probably a few other coins that I already own. Maybe ETC, probably Bitcoin Cash though. Most likely Bitcoin Cash. And of course Theta as well, just to add to its position size, because I do think that this is going to be very good, and I hope it takes some time to be very good, because I want a lot of these up and down swings to continue as a trader. So as I'm looking at this within the 8-hour time frame, it's at a very, very interesting point here, because we're looking at the possibility of this failed breakdown up below the 18 average of lows in here. Or I know it's tough for me to call it a failed breakdown, but really, even just out of a higher low, as we've been making all of these lows along the way. And also, if that's the case, that means from here it could either extend past the highs, maybe find a higher low again short term, and lift off. But it wouldn't surprise me, of course, if it does any of those sort of things. On the 3 hour term time frame, we can see after all of these moves in here where the 18 was successful, it wasn't successful at a couple of days ago, and it's had a little bit of a decline. But uh, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing, even short term, has a good run. I'm not going to go ahead and predict it, but I am, of course, adding a little bit to my position. But it's all a long term play. Again, I'm hoping that this thing takes months and months and months, a few years before it gets really big, so I can trade back and forth over and over and over. I'd hope to be a span of close to or more than 1,000 days. That's what I would like to see. What would I think would be ideal? But that's just again what I'm doing myself as a trader. But this thing is getting off pretty good from this 1174 low. This occurred this morning, and it has been a very good run so far. 28 points to 12 plus another 44. That's like 72 basis points. That's about 7% from low to high so far. And that's just like a meh whatever small kind of move. But regardless of the fact, it's in place. And day trading, if you want to take advantage of stuff like this, just a short-term move. This is the 4 minute time frame. This takes like less than a half an hour, closer to 20 minutes even. Where this high, where if you have orders in, or you're able to see it, goes up to 1220 almost, 1219, and then it goes down to 1182. That's like 37 basis points, like 3.5% of a move, just quickly there. And just even now, it looks like it's breaking out to this past this point. We're at highs not seen since, well, way back over, but 50 plus hours ago. Almost, yeah, 50 plus hours ago. Or 49 plus. Well, I mean, short term, I mean, it's all whatever. But bottom line is, I'm looking at this long term 3 day chart. It's still at the lower level. And from this sideways range, it's either got to break this resistance and go much higher, or we break this support and we head lower. And if that happens, that happens. I mean, personally, myself, I don't care. I'd probably even pick up a bit more if we were to do that, because the amount that I'm buying right now isn't that much. And then, of course, everything, all the markets together are going to move. As myself, on the trading aspect, I got a lot of different ratios I'm looking at against Litecoin. Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. This one, actually, I'm looking for Theta. Bitcoin Cash and Theta. That one's a good one too. I like that one. But this is one which I think long term is a very profitable play. Get my volume back. Just notice that I turned it off because of the gold to silver ratio. So for me, I'm looking to either sell up here or buy down there, do all that type of stuff. And it looks to me as if this market, as far as this ratio is concerned, have this low, this high, this low, this high. That is probably going to break down below this and fill some of this empty space. Maybe come down towards here. I'm fine with that, because I'll sell Theta and I'll buy Bitcoin Cash. But I know when Theta has rallies, it's going to have to correct them. Thus, this will help this go up. And Bitcoin Cash will have its own rallies at times. Because what would be ideal is when Theta has its individual solo rally and I sell it for these other coins, and then Theta either stops going up or, even better yet, retraces back its up move, a little bit of its correction, and then the other coin goes up. So for maybe a 2 or 3 day period, maybe Theta goes up maybe 30, 60% or whatnot more. Okay, so I'm going to be selling Theta. And then after that, hopefully you say, okay, I've been buying Bitcoin Cash, I've been buying Litecoin, this and that. They have good moves. Okay, Bitcoin Cash is up 12% today and 15%. And Theta's down, say, 8. And that makes the ratios even better because, well, Theta's down like 8, 10% after it went up like 60 kind of deal. That's the type of days that have happened in the past that I expect to continue to happen. And then we could talk about days where like 50, 60, 80% moves, talk about like 3, 4 week periods with like multiple X gains. Those situations, those days, I think are coming into play moving forward. Here's the Dash Theta one next, which on it you have your volatile moves. This thing was at like over 2,000, then just the up and down moves along the way. I love those. But then you got primary direction plays, where from around Christmas or the middle of December of 2018, this thing fell from about 1800, but even more so from the 1600 change, all the way down to 400. And then to shoot back up, mainly because Theta rallied big and sold off its move. But that's you're playing the market conditions that way. And then it goes from 400 up to like 1400, back and forth down to 1000. So spending April of this year all the way until what concluded in July, between low thousands up to like 1400, just getting little bits back and forth. And of course now primarily selling Theta to buy Dash until it stops. And uh, again, that's just part of the game. And days like this is that November 30th date. That'll occur at like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's one of those situations where I could easily miss. A lot of times it would be like 50-50 for me because if I was there that night at like 11:30, knowing how I usually am when I see markets looking prospectful at that time, I would have been up the whole time because oftentimes I've stayed up 2 hours, 2.5, and then settle down or cool down, or the prospect situation leaves, and it's like, man, let me see if I can go back to that November 30th date on Theta. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my port, just bring up the Theta chart, and let's do 15-minute time frame. And I'm just going to get the maximum amount. I'm just going to move this all the way over to the right. It's probably going to take some time. I'm hoping it's going to let me do it. Seems to be loading fast enough, but I'm still way back in July. I don't know how much they're letting me do. I might have to do the hour. I don't want to. I could do 30-minute, 45-minute, but May. So I'm just going to pause this until we get there. And maybe they won't let me because it's not loading any more data. And this is still back to April 30th. So I'm gonna go to the hourly time frame, I guess. And this is what it looked like. It was 1266 before it all started on that November 30 day. Lots of the beautiful up and down choppy action. And there's so many reasons why I love the Theta coin. Its market volatility, its prospects for going higher, how fast it is to send on the blockchain, how cheap it is to get off of Binance and really off of your own wallet, how easy it is to use the wallet. So many different reasons why I like this coin. But as it goes here, it would have been midnight at this time. But the next hour, which would be from midnight to 1 o'clock U.S. time, or U.S. time, New York time. U.S. has several time zones. That really is an eye opener when stuff like that happens. So if I happen to be up to see that, okay, I don't want to go to bed yet. I got a lot of work to do here. Okay, maybe put the coffee machine on for a bit. Not really. I don't drink coffee, but you get the idea. You get some decent volatility, and then there it goes. So it happened at 3 o'clock in the morning. On that hour, it goes up to like 3,600. It pulled that hour back down to 29. 4 o'clock, it had a little bit of extra gain to open the hour, down to 24 and a half, then down to 2,000, and so on and so forth. It also meant that this is when you were waking up. Well, you would have went to bed with prices at around 1,200 and change, 1,300. You'd still be looking at a movement gain of over 700 basis points at this time, or that of about 50% gain. So even though it lost a lot, if you wake up to this and you missed out on selling up there, you still get a good opportunity. And then going forward, if you were to be selling at around like the 2,000 Satoshi area, we can see as the days go on, well, it's down to 15, up to 17, and of course the price action did retrace back, which helped within a lot of those ratio trades. And then, of course, the market ended up picking up as it went on in the future again, as we had this situation here back in December. Huge hour here where it went from 1250 up to 17. Huge pullback. Buy high, or yeah, buy high. buy low, sell high. Well, if you're automatically selling in here, you got the pullbacks, and then another selling opportunity here on December 27th. Okay, and then it pulls back. Okay, and it has all its stuff going on. Even here, if you can take advantage of these moves, if you happen to be up or have your orders in for 7 o'clock in here, because you can be going to bed here and be like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to put a sell order in for like 1315 or whatever, or 1325, and well, it goes down, and then if you wake up after this, you hit. I might have even hit that day. I probably did actually. I can't remember, but and then you have this happens. Just quick move like this. That's what happens with these markets. This was a spot where, and the single hour time frame was the best way to do this video now. 1271 to 1532. Okay, so 250, 260 points, 20%. Then this intra move volatility. And then, okay, there we have it again. We leave 1300, go up to 14. A little bit of correction, nice rally. And here we have it again. Price action up to close to 16, pulling back to about 15. That's not the greatest of volatility, but still a few percentage plays. And if you're not getting the small intra-move plays, well, you had all of this to get some of it, at least the upper end. So if you're selling up here, huge opportunity to get buybacks. And then it worked out that, okay, you have the retracement mode. Retracement mode from this high to this low, which was everything in here. It leaves retracement mode here on February the 5th, and all the opportunities to be buying, well, mainly selling in here as the price goes to 28. Continuation, this correction, you've seen it go from 27 down to 22. And of course, this now being its top. Fast moves again. So to take advantage of this move, it would have happened at 1700 hours on March the 9th, topping on 1500 hours the next day. A lot of opportunities to get into some selling opportunities. Then, of course, it will go down from there. And that's just a look back at what the volatility has been like in market conditions where altcoins, Theta has never been around for a real good altcoin, good market run. We'll see if, at least not in the Binance exchange, it hasn't. Because April 1st to April 30th of 2018 really was the last big one. And this came out in May. Alrighty, thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.